teacher chat we got going on.
Sam, I don't know what to do anymore. This whole biology, cell division stuff is driving me crazy. You know what binary fission is? I'm so confused.
Binary fission is basically the division of a prokaryotic cell into two offspring cells. DNA is copied, then the cell begins to divide, and the cell completely divides, forming two identical haploid cells.
Fine, okay, so what's next?
Let me take it from here. So, mitosis occurs in organisms undergoing growth, development, repair, or asexual reproduction, which is basically when an offspring is produced by one parent, right?
Right. What's after that?
So basically, cell division occurs in a cell cycle, which is a repeating set of events in the life of a cell. And cell division is only one phase of the cycle. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, but cell division, isn't that what's happening for the majority of the cell cycle, right? Doesn't the majority of the cell cycle consist of interphase or something like that?
For once I'm impressed, Sam. You don't sound like a brainless squirrel. And yeah, you're absolutely correct. Interphase is a much longer process compared to cell division because phases of growth, DNA synthesis, and preparation for the cell makes up interphase.
But don't forget, cell division is divided into two parts. Mitosis, which is the division of the nucleus, and cytokinesis.
Guys, don't forget that during cell division, the chromosomes and cytoplasm are equally divided between two offspring cells.
Alright, but what happens in interphase? Why is interphase even important?
Damn, remember Mr. Zhang went over this 500 times. Remember, cells undergo and spend the most time in interphase, not in the cell division part of the cycle. During the first step and stage of interphase, known as the G1 phase, offspring cells grow to a mature size. So next to interphase, after the cells have reached a mature size, they typically proceed to the next phase, which is called the
S phase? That's where the DNA is copied.
Yeah. The G2 phase represents a time gap following DNA synthesis and preceding cell division. And this phase is a time in which the cell prepares for cell division.
Guys also know that cells can also exit the cell cycle, usually from the G1 phases, and enter into a state called the G0 phase.
During this phase, cells do not copy their DNA and they do not proceed to go into cell division. They don't prepare for it at all.
Why is this important, and are these GO phase cells common?
Many cells in your bodies are in that phase. Fully developed cells in the nervous system area, they stop growing and developing, and normally they'll never split ever again or divide. So what's on the study guide next, Freddy?
Well, the test requires us to know the stages of mitosis.
Mitosis is pretty interesting. It consists of 4 stages, right?
Mitosis is the division of the nucleus. So it's a continuous process that allows for the organized distribution of the cell's copied DNA to offsprings. And yeah, Sam, you were right. There are 4 phases.
Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Prophase is the first phase of mitosis, and during prophase, the copied DNA from the S phase coils into chromosomes.
Me next. So metaphase is the next part of mitosis, and in this step, chromosomes line up along the middle line along the dividing cell.
Anaphase, which is the third step of mitosis, the chromosomes of each chromosome moving toward opposite poles of the cell.
Last but not least, during telophase, these are where the chromosomes reach the opposite end of the cell and a cleavage furrow is beginning to form.
We still have to address cytokinesis. It's what follows after telophase. Listen carefully. During the telophase, the cytoplasm begins dividing by the process of cytokinesis. Animal cells, cytokinesis begins with the pinching inward of the cell membrane midway between the dividing cell's 2 poles and eventually separates into 2 cells called the cleavage furrow. Plant cells, vesicles from the Golgi apparatus, join together at the midline of the dividing cell to form a cell plate.
Oh, Mr. Zhang told us that in eukaryotes, there are proteins that regulate the process of cell division at certain checkpoints, like a traffic light almost.
You guys can finish studying. I'm going to sleep. Night.